just came.
Alrighty, greetings, chit-chat chatters and esteemed faculty, board members. Today is December 15th, 6:41 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just kind of going through the comments I had missed, mainly from this whole thread, which 3 days ago I wrote here. Let's see, does anyone walk on sidewalks, or is walking in the middle of a street filming selfies the norm, right? And of course, I looked in the background. I noticed that there are no pedestrian walkways in this particular neighborhood, but I just wanted to plant the seed and just see what fruits end up growing from it. And so 3 days ago, if you look closely in the background, you can see the community has no sidewalks. People really need to pay attention before commenting, right? Which is essentially a slap at me, I guess, making the assumption I didn't notice that, right? But again, this person, Jamal, even when he points this out with his own words, with his own thoughts and stuff like that, doesn't realize that the answer is staring him right in the face, right? They are so busy trying to find something wrong or negative to say. They don't have a sidewalk. You need to look, right? This is a big problem, right? So what would anybody expect someone walking around in their neighborhood, which has no designated pedestrian sidewalks built, expect? You know, like if I saw somebody walking down the middle of the roadway in my neighborhood and there's no sidewalks, I would definitely probably start getting petition signed. It's like, maybe we should get sidewalks to get people out of the middle of our streets, right? And then if they're on our sidewalks listening, that's a whole nother issue to deal with. But again, what does that matter? Like, I can't believe people don't see why this doesn't, or why it does matter, but they seem to think like it doesn't matter, right? So again, probably because Black people don't want to walk closer to their houses to avoid this, which shows the darkness in just this chaotic disposition user's mind. But again, I replied to Emma, they don't have a sidewalk, you need to look. So Emma, I'm glad someone caught that. Perhaps all the angry neighbors should petition to have sidewalks put in so these solicitors don't have to block their street. Don't you agree? Right? And then here comes what? Christopher George. We pay taxes for that road, so if we want to walk on it, we will. Right? It's just that kind of mindset amongst all of our fellow citizens today that is the domino that I personally feel needs to be addressed. Now, again, people like Godfrey here, great comedian, great figure. Just let's listen to his commentary about this.
Meanwhile, back at racism headquarters.
Right. Now let's see who just really pushes this racism button, you know?
This young brother is I guess he had a job to do in this quaint neighborhood. When we say quaint, it means all white.
Okay, so there's the first racist, and by racist, I don't mean like a negative thing, just a racist, like, narrative on this visual update, right? Just going real time together.
And so he's walking, and the video, you can't tell what kind of job he's doing, but
Okay, so that's a big. What kind of job was he doing? Was he really doing a job, right? But again, nobody wants to really take the time to get these facts, these ducks in a row. We just automatically start commentating on what we perceive, right?
obviously he's walking, going somewhere in the daytime, and
Very perceptive, Godfrey.
being black in the daytime can be very difficult sometimes.
Being black in the daytime, I mean, sure, yeah, we could look at it that way. Being young and all hooded up and in a quaint neighborhood, walking in the middle of a street, like,
Because people just hate your existence at times, you understand? So this guy in a truck goes, he's recording him. He's in one of those big giant, those big giant trucks that white dudes drive to compensate for dick size?
and again, this is where I think of Bill Burr just talking about, why is it always like that? What if a guy's got such a big dick, he needs a big truck to have more clearance? It's just like, come on, Godfrey, like,
Yeah, so he's driving one of those. He's like, hey, there's been burglaries happening. There's burglaries happening, and you need to get the out of here.
Dude, there's been burglaries in here, and you're making people paranoid. Get the out of here.
What I want to know is why, if he was burglarizing, why would he be walking in the daytime so casually? What kind of burglar does that? What kind
somebody who's casing the neighborhood, maybe?
of burglar goes, yeah, let me go rob this place. Yeah, it's a nice sunny day. Might as well do it while everybody can see me. That would be a dumbass thief. I think people who commit crimes are pretty smart.
Really, Godfrey, you think people who commit crimes are pretty smart? Like, don't be dumb.
That would be in the category of being a thief. That would be a horrible thief. So obviously he was doing something legitimate, and so he comes in this big ass truck, and then he goes, "Where's your partner? Where's your partner?" Like coming up like he's a cop, and then he tells him, "Don't get close to me." Wait, you just came up to him, bothering him, and you're in your truck, tough guy.
Don't come close to me. Where's your partners?
Are you trying to hit me?
Motherfucker.
And then another truck comes.
Okay, maybe that was a little overreacted.
Comes by, another big truck compensating for dick size comes in the truck, and he goes, "Yeah, you need to leave right now." What is up with that? You're intimidating. What is up with? Do some of you white men get these trucks to intimidate people that hillbilly?
Okay, so if I were these truck owners in this neighborhood, I see this person is wearing some kind of like identification and like company clothing, I would assume, and I would be like, what company do you work for? Tell me what you're doing here, what your job is. Give me the number. There is such a better, more rational, adult, mature way of handling this situation. In the moment it was occurring. But again, in the hindsight of everything, just witnessing someone such as Godfrey just pushing this narrative. I mean,
Yeehaw. Is that what you do? Like a rock. Oh, like a rock. You probably want.
yeah, I mean, is that what you do, Godfrey? You just push this comedic twist that you do, and a lot of times very masterfully. But again, this is a very hot issue in our country.
Those trucks, right? The Ram 2, I'm gonna get my Ram 350 18-wheel drive so I can run off. That's right, because that's an intimidation to drive a big wheel truck, tough guy bull, and
I guess if you're intimidated by such a thing.
and it's always when a brother's by himself. The black dude, he's by himself, he's young. Now, if it was a group of black men, you wouldn't drive your pussy ass truck anywhere. You wouldn't even step out the motherfucking truck.
What are you talking about, Godfrey? It's just one person here and they still didn't step out of their truck. It's just like, what?
You never fight fair.
I just picked another guy from somebody else's property.
Young black man harassed and chased by two white men on his way to work. So now he's on his way to work, accused of making people paranoid.
Leave the property. Bro.
Some of you white dudes never fight fair. You always want to catch a brother when he's by himself or he can't defend himself. But when
If I was the employee here, I'd just be like, boss, I don't know what you want us to like do in these kind of situations, but thankfully, I believe he deserves a raise, if anything. So good job, young man.
it's a group of black men, you motherfuckers are quiet as aren't you? You are quiet. You say nothing. You're in the corner whispering like little bitches. Pick on motherfuckers your own size. And I guarantee you the results will be different. And this is, guess what? Guess what city this is? In San Francisco. You know that progressive city? It's in San Francisco. I'm not saying all San Francisco is but San Francisco, let's keep it 100, was the first city to redline African Americans. Yeah, you would think it would be Chicago from where I'm at, or somewhere in the South. It was San Francisco. Read that book, The Color of Law.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I think it's by Robert Rothstein. Read that book, The Color of Law. Yeah, a white man wrote it, so you'll definitely read it. So yeah, I hope this brother's okay. I hope those two, they get found out. Those two tough guys. Yo, there's been burglaries? You bitches. Meanwhile, back.
Okay, so like again, I see a lot of creators on TikTok who are just like in the middle of the road or just like in the middle of public, just in their own little bubble doing their thing on TikTok, just completely clueless of what's going around them. And a lot of times walking in the middle of a street, getting yelled at and like making it appear as if they are the victim, just be like, oh, I'm doing this just right here. And I've seen the sidewalk right there where it's just like, I don't know. I just think that we need to be better discerning what is being played right in front of us and not be so quick to jump on it as being a racist act playing out in front of us, if that makes sense, Godfrey. So we'll see.